Hello again, this is Jorge with you. Today what we're going to take a look at is the column organization in the Blackboard Gradebook. All right, so in part one of the series, we took a look at how to log in and create your term dates, your quarterly dates. And then this time what we're going to take a look at how to make the gradebook a little bit more user-friendly looking. Okay, so one of the complaints that we have about Blackboard is that there's a lot of information kind of spread out, and it's difficult to see the information. So what we're going to do is we can't really do too much about the sprawl of the gradebook, but we can eliminate certain columns that we don't need. All right, so we're going to and we can reorganize the columns that we do need to make our experience and our students' experiences a little bit better. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the Grade Center. All right, so just like before, if your Grade Center section is not expanded, you can go ahead and click on it, and we're going to go to the full Grading Center. Okay, so right away I'm taking a look at the default view for my AP Computer Science class, and there's a lot of information here that I do not need. Okay, so obviously the last and the first name is a good thing to have. All right, I can reorganize these columns, first and last name or last first. We'll take a look at how to do that in a moment. All right, but I don't need to know or to see the student's username, right, his email address every time that I log in. I don't need to see his student ID every time that I log in. I don't need to see whether or not he's available in the class every time that I log in. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these columns. I'm basically just going to hide them. You don't ever really get rid of a column. You can hide columns. You can add them back in. So you can kind of set this up however you like. But to hide a column, right? So username, I don't need to see this. You can see that this whole area is taking up most of my available view, right? So we're going to get rid of some of that stuff. All right. So to get rid of a column or to hide a column is a better way of explaining it. I'm going to click on the little down arrow next to the column that I don't want. Okay, and I'm going to hide from instructor view. So I'm going to click on that, and the view refreshes, and that column is no longer visible. Later on, if I want to add it in, I can go up to Manage and then Column Organization or Row Visibility, or in here I think it's Column Organization, right? And I can add those columns back in. All right. The other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to see the student ID, so I'm going to hide that one. Last access is a good one. Excuse me. Last access. Sorry about that. Last access is a good one. I like to see when students have last logged on. I don't know how many times a student has said to me, well, I didn't know what the assignment was, or I didn't I couldn't find the assignment on Blackboard, and I look at the gradebook, and the last time that they logged on to my page on Blackboard was 3 weeks ago. So that's a little bit of ammunition for me. I can say, well, of course you didn't find the assignment because the last time that you logged in was 2.5 or 3 weeks ago, or whatever the case may be. So that's a good one. I like to leave that column there. Availability, I don't care about, right? So I'm going to hide that one as well. Hide from instructor. All right, and then we also have two calculated columns here, a weighted total and a total, all right, which are just kind of default columns that we're not going to use, all right? So because we're going to set up our own calculated columns, our own weighted columns, our own quarterly averages, and that sort of thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete those two columns. All right, so I'm going to delete the weighted total column. Again, hit the down arrow, click on the delete button. That's going to go away. Yes, that's fine. Now, when we delete a calculated column, it goes away forever. All right, so that's basically just all it was telling me. And this total column, again, is just it's a total points for the year, which is kind of worthless in our setting. All right, so I'm going to hide that one from instructor view. So when all is said and done, my column or my gradebook looks like this. All right, last name, first name, and the last access. Okay. In the next couple of videos, we'll take a look at how to add quarterly columns, all right, so that we have quarterly averages associated with our grades. But in the next video, we're going to take a look at categories, how to create our categories, which is going to be especially important for those teachers that use a weighted grading system. All right, so we will see you in the next video. Thanks.